Good morning, everybody. I know that it's like frickin' 4:30 in the morning, but I know that there are some people that will see this. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of people that come on straight away, but you guys will definitely watch the replay, so I'm not even going to wait for people to come on because I know that no one's going to come on because everybody's sleeping. So anyways, you guys, I'm on my way to the airport because I'm going to Hawaii for the incentive trip, the service trip that I have earned because of all of you guys, essentially. I mean, I have led you guys and I've given you all the tools, but you know what is amazing about that is I am here because you guys took those tools and you ran with them regardless of your fears, regardless of, you know, regardless of your irrationalities, regardless of the things that stood in your way, your obstacles, everything. I'm here because of that, because I gave you guys the tools and I led you guys to victory and you guys stayed with it and you never gave up. And I'm thinking about this, right? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to Hawaii. Like, I'm about to cry right now because I'm going to freaking Hawaii. And the purpose of this trip, you guys, is to make an impact. And there's only about 50 people that earn this trip. Out of 1 million presenters, about 50 people earn this trip. So the way that you could earn it was you had to hit black status. You had to maintain black status every single month for, I believe, 8 months, I want to say. Good morning, you guys. And so here I am, okay? And they do this every year. It's the most exclusive trip that you can earn with Unique, you guys. It's the most difficult to earn. And this year, you have to maintain black status every single month of the year. And so far, we've done that, which is amazing, you guys. We have one of the most incredible teams out there.
In a half mile, keep right.
Continue on I-275 South, I-96
Oh,
East.
stop it.
Follow signs for Michigan 5 North,
Okay,
Detroit.
you guys are going to have to listen to her every once in a while. I'm sorry. So we have one of the most incredible teams, you guys. And I don't know if you guys understand that, but I think one day, especially if you're new, I think one day you will definitely understand that.
Keep right at the fork to
Continue on I-275 South.
Okay, I had to turn her off because I know where I'm going. So anyways, I wanted to come on here and I wanted to talk to you guys about this. And I'm not going to be looking at the camera much, you guys. I have a little holder on my windshield that holds my phone for me. And then sometimes I'll take it off and I'll put it down here and I'll just hold my hand. But anyway, so I got to thinking, okay, and I was like, okay, I'm going to Hawaii. How did I get here? How did I get here? The reason why I got here, you guys, is because I started thinking about my characteristics and the things that I did to come up in this business, right? I started to think about all of those things, okay? So even though I can't look at you guys, just say live when you're here or say replay when you come on if you guys are on the replay, okay? But I started thinking about all of the characteristics of myself and, you know, the ways that I got to where I am. And it brought me to this conclusion. I didn't wait for someone to tell me what to do. I didn't wait for someone to reach out to me and to pump me up and to lift my spirits and to tell me that I deserve this, because I already knew why I needed to do this. I already knew that I had 2 beautiful children who deserved, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I already knew that I needed to work hard for my family. I already knew that there was training out there if I wasn't being provided any. I already knew that I needed to show up every day because I was doing this for not only myself and my own self-worth and the person who I used to be, because I no longer wanted to be that person, but I was doing this because I was growing a team and my team needed me. Because even if I had just one person on my team, that person needed me. They needed me to show up. They needed me to be all in this. They needed me to guide them. They needed me to lead my business and to lead them by example. They needed me. Now, I want to remind you guys of something, okay? I didn't have anyone guiding me on this journey. I had people actually trying to put me down on my way up, okay? I've always clashed with my uplines, and I'm not afraid to say that. If anybody wants to go to them and tell them that, that's totally fine. I know that most of you guys don't even know them because they don't even speak to you guys, and that's okay. And that just goes to show you how different certain teams are. You know what I mean? And so I want you guys to know something here. I didn't have that, and you guys have everything that you have in here. Like I said, the reason why I'm here is because I gave you the tools, and those of you who know, just like I knew, that you deserve this and that you need to show up every day for you and for your family and for the people on your team and the people out there who don't yet understand that there is an amazing gift out there called Unique that can change their life. You guys got to show up for them. So for those of you out there that know that, you guys, I'm so proud of you for taking the tools and grabbing them and running with them every day, not making excuses, not coming to me and saying, Amanda, I need a kick in the butt. I don't know what to do. I'm feeling down. I'm feeling, bad about myself. And I need you to kick me in the butt. Listen, you guys, there's always going to be times and there's always going to be days that you don't want to get up. I have them still. There's always going to be days where you don't want to show up, where you don't want to do this, where you don't think that you can, where everybody and everything, it seems, is trying to hold you back and to push you down. But you have to understand something, that life is always going to happen. Life is always going to happen. Something is always going to come up. Something is always going to come up. There's always going to be a day where you wake up and you just don't want to move. You just don't want to get out of bed. You just want to sit there and you just want to cry and you just want to wallow in how terrible you think that your life is, because that's what you feel is going to make you feel better, is if you feel sorry for yourself. And I just want you to know that you are better than that you deserve more than that, and that wallowing in your own self-pity is not going to get you anywhere except for further down than you were before. Because something that I realized early on in life, you guys, and something that will never ever leave my memory, is that when I was having the roughest time of my life, I was living in my car, I was living off of, I've never told this story before. I'm sorry, I'm so emotional. This is just really crazy to me. I was homeless once. And the reason why I was homeless was because I had convinced myself that that's what I deserved. And I was 19 years old, and I didn't want to keep a job. I didn't want to go ask for help, because my whole life it was drilled into my mind that I was worthless, that I would never amount to anything, that I was never going to go anywhere in life, that I was terrible. I was a terrible student. I was a terrible kid. I was just terrible at everything. And I don't know if anybody can relate to that. But as we grow up, you guys, these things that are drilled into our mind, we become. Because what you think, you become. Okay? And my job, whether you guys want to hear it or not, is to drill the things into your mind that you were never told. Because somebody's got to tell you that you are worthy, that you are capable. And sometimes I'm going to message you and I'm going to tell you that you got to step it up, because you are worthy and you are capable of that. And you deserve that. And so does your family. And sometimes we shut down and we think, what a bitch. She's telling me that I need to do this, that, and the other thing. Who does she think she is? Well, who do I think I am? I think that I'm the person that is going to be that magical voice in your ear that you have never heard before. And I'm going to be that person that tells you every day that you need to get up off the ground, because you have just fallen on your back. And you can get up because you can look up. If you can look up, you can get up. And let me tell you something. When I was homeless and living in the back of my car, in the back of a 2000 Pontiac Sunfire, living off of bottles, I didn't think that I would ever get up. But my aunt told me that once you hit rock bottom, Amanda, there's nowhere to go but up. Because I had felt like I was living in a hole and that I was just falling and falling and falling. But what I had failed to realize is that I had hit rock bottom and there was nowhere to go but up. And you know what? Getting up from rock bottom is scary, because you are starting completely over in life, because you're starting from rock bottom. And that's a scary place to be in general. Now, when you try to get up from rock bottom, it's even scarier, because you feel like you're going to fail. You feel like you're going to end up right back there. But let me tell you something. It is so easy to revert back to those old ways, to those ways where we think, you know, well, if I fail, it's okay. I mean, I'm not doing that good, so I can just go back to like being a stay-at-home mom. We were barely getting by, but at least we were surviving. And you know what, you guys? Our brains are meant to protect us. And when I was at rock bottom, I felt safe, because because there was no fear for me to conquer. I was already at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. Okay? I was already safe. I was good where I was, because nothing could hurt me. I was already hurt to the point that I couldn't be hurt anymore. And so my brain kept telling me, because we are a fight or flight. We have a fight or flight, you guys, type of mentality. And as we kind of evolved as human beings, Our brain is, we always think of things as like tigers, okay? So our brain is always trying to protect us from the mighty tiger. Like back in the prehistoric ages, you know, our brains would try to protect us from, you know, crazy ferocious animals. And so our brain is always trying to keep us safe. And as we convince ourselves that we are safe, and we go through life and we think that we're safe because we think we're safe, because we've survived up to this point. We've survived being broke. We've survived being miserable. We've survived living a mediocre life. We've survived, you know, almost getting homeless. We've survived on food stamps. We've survived, you know, on disability. We've survived. It might not be the best survival, but we're surviving. And so our brain thinks that we are safe. And so anytime we try to change our situation and do something different, even if it is for the best of the best of the best, our brain convinces us that it is dangerous and that we should not do it. And so that's where our fears come into play. That's where our irrationalities come into play. That's where our brains tell us to stop. That's where our brains tell us to freeze. That's where all of those emotions come into play, you guys. So I want you to know that whenever you feel that you should not move forward in your business, or whenever you feel like you just can't get any further, or whenever you feel like it's just not going to work out, or that you can't go any further, or that you can't keep going because you think you're going to fail, or you fear going live, or you fear messaging someone in fear of rejection, I want you guys to know something, that is your mind playing tricks on you. Whenever you get out of bed and you tell yourself, I just can't do it today, my life is too hard, I feel too sorry for myself, I don't know what to post in my parties, I don't think I'm good at this, my head hurts, I have a migraine. Whenever you start to recognize those things, those irrational things coming into your mind, I want you guys to know that is your brain trying to keep you safe, and your brain is playing a trick on you. Your brain is playing a trick on you. Your brain is lying to you. But I have to tell you guys something. It takes 21 days to create a new habit. 21 days to create a new habit. Okay? And my brain used to tell me all of those things. All of those things. My brain used to tell me, Amanda, you can't do this. Amanda, that person's going to block you. Amanda, that person's not going to want to join your team. Amanda, you can't book parties. Amanda, you cannot get anyone on your team. Amanda, you'll never get to black status. Amanda, you should just stay where you are, a stay-at-home mom, you know, being a slave to your husband who, you know, just uses you and, you know, treats you like a piece of freaking meat. You know, you're just his object. You're safe like that. You're safe like that. Okay? But you know what? I realized one day when I heard this, it takes 21 days to create a new habit. 21 days. And my brain has been on a cycle of fearing moving forward in life and fearing becoming better, because I was always told that I would never, ever, ever get anywhere. Get anywhere. And so I heard that it takes 21 days to create a new habit. And it takes 90 days to create a solid habit. And so when I heard Deb Erickson one day say, you have got to start convincing yourself of other things. You've got to rewire your brain. And it's going to take you 21 days to create a small change in your brain. And it's going to take 90 days to create a solid change. But it's going to take 7 years. 7 years to create a whole new way of thinking. That 7 years is going to pass anyways. So why continue to live the way that you're living? Why continue to convince yourself that you're safe? You're not safe. You're not safe. If you were on your deathbed right now and the heart monitor was beating, close your eyes and picture this right now. If you were on your deathbed right now, okay, and you hear your whole family surrounding you, they're praying for you, they're like, you know, crying, and they're so sad that you're about to leave this earth, and you hear that heart monitor and it's going beep, beep, because you're stable right now, but soon it's going to be like flatline, okay? And you keep hearing that heart monitor, and I want you to close your eyes and I want you to ask yourself, if you're on your deathbed right now, are you happy with where you've done? Are you happy with where you've gone? Are you proud of the things that you've accomplished? Or do you have regrets? Do you regret not going further? Do you regret not showing up every day? Do you regret not growing yourself to the point where you could become the best version of yourself? Do you regret letting things go? What do you regret? I know you have regrets. I know you do. And I want you guys to understand something, that you deserve to live a better life than that. You deserve to be on your deathbed with a smile. When I heard that line from Unfuck Yourself, you guys, that book that I was reading, I started to cry, because I knew then I would be happy if I was on my deathbed right now, because of all the things that I've accomplished because of this business, and because of all the things that I've taught my daughters being in this business. Some of the things that come out of my 7-year-old's mouth blow me away. Mommy, don't say that you can't do that. That's not right. Because whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. My 7-year-old says stuff like that to me. She says stuff like that to me. She says, Mommy, don't say that to yourself in the mirror, because what you think you become. My 7-year-old says that stuff, you guys. And that is why I would be happy, because I know that I've changed lives. I know that I've made an impact, and I know that I've pushed myself to the point that I never thought that I could go. I know that I've done things in life that I never, ever, ever in a million years thought that I could accomplish. And I know that I challenged myself. I know that I faced my fears, and I know that I've inspired others to do the same. But I'm telling you right now, you guys, there is no better feeling than that feeling right there. Knowing that I've accomplished something that I never thought that I would. That I amounted to something when all my life I was told that I couldn't, and that I wouldn't, and that I was terrible. I know what I've become, and I know who I used to be, and I'm so freaking proud of that person. And I would not be here in this car that I'm driving. I would not be here. I would not be driving to the airport to go to Hawaii to impact homeless women's lives, because I was homeless once. And that is why this trip means the most to me. And I want you guys to know that I used to see people going on this trip, and I never, ever thought that I would be coming on this trip. Ever. And here I am, because I gave you the tools and you took them and you ran with them, because you decided to break the cycle of your own brain. It's time for you guys to be a cycle breaker. And I want you guys to comment below with hashtag cycle breaker if you are going to become the cycle breaker of your own mind. If you are going to decide that today is your day, and that you are going to stop convincing yourself that you don't deserve this. If you're going to stop convincing yourself, well, we survived before, so I think if it's okay if I just keep going back to that and I keep surviving the way that I was surviving before, because I survived. Stop surviving and start thriving, okay? Survival and thriving are two totally different things. You do not deserve to be on, you were not put on this earth to just survive. You were put on this earth to thrive. You were put on this earth to thrive. Now, if you have no idea what you're doing or where you're going with this business or where to even begin, I want you guys to know something. You have everything you need in this group right here. Everything that you need. You have the new presenter training document that is at the top of this group in the announcement section, okay? And if you feel like you're lost or confused, or you quit and you let yourself go and you don't know where to begin, you go back to that document every time. I have Black status presenters on my team that go back to that document once a month, because it's always important to go back to the basics. And if you are not lost or confused, it's very important to continue to go back to that document, you guys. Sometimes it's even good to just start it over, because if you feel lost or stagnant in your business, it's great to go back to that and start over, you guys. Now, if you go to the cover photo and you're ready, you guys, if you guys are ready to stop surviving and to start thriving, you guys are going to go to that cover photo at the top of this group. And I want you to know something. The way that you're going to be successful in this business is by booking parties, selling the makeup, sponsoring people, and growing your team. It's so important to grow your team, you guys, because people are always going to be falling off. They're always going to be disappearing. And your team needs to continuously and consistently be growing all the time, you guys. All the time, okay? I'm going to, one day when I get back, I'm going to go with you guys with, I'm going to go over my accomplishments, okay? And I don't mean accomplishments. In the accomplishments section, it tells you who joined your team and when. And I'm going to go over with you guys the gap between people joining my team and how long it took me to get people on my team, okay? Because I'm a Black status level 1 presenter, and I'm going on the most exclusive trip that there is to offer. But you know what, you guys? I struggled, but I just didn't give up. I kept pushing, I kept learning, and I kept growing. And that is why I'm here where I am. I didn't give up because it took 2 months to get somebody on my team. I didn't give up because 1 month I sponsored one person, and then it didn't take me, it took me a whole nother month to get even one more person on my team. I didn't give up then. I kept going. I kept freaking going, and I kept pushing, and I didn't stop showing up. I didn't stop sending messages. Even when I knew that I was sending the wrong thing, I kept going, because I knew that in order to get better, I had to practice, because practice makes progress and knowledge is power. And so I kept learning, I kept growing, I kept going, I kept showing up, I kept doing the things, I kept making videos, I kept doing parties, even when I had no idea what I was doing. I used to post graphics in my parties, you guys. I used to post like stupid, open a can of whooplash pictures in my parties, okay? But then I realized this isn't working, because somebody told me it wasn't working, and I listened to them. Because when somebody who's having success tells me what to do, I listen because I wanted to be where that person was. And so I did everything that those people were doing. Even if they weren't speaking directly to me, I listened. Okay? And so you're going to book, sell, sponsor, grow yourself by educating yourself, growing your mindset, okay? And then you're going to grow your network. And that is the cycle for success. And everything that you need to do those things, you guys, is in this group. Everything that you need to do is in this group. So what I want for you guys to do, if you are in this and you're ready to stop surviving and to start thriving, you guys, I need you guys to go to the cover photo. Above the cover photo is a search bar, and it says Lash Out Loud in that search bar. Do not delete the words Lash Out Loud. I want you guys to go to that search bar, and I want you to know something. All you have to do to find what you need in this group is to type in that search bar, hashtag sponsoring, hashtag how to sponsor, write this down, hashtag how to party, hashtag how to sell, hashtag how to sell bundles, hashtag how to grow your network, hashtag attraction marketing, hashtag, motivation, hashtag inspiration. I have went through this group, you guys, and I have hashtagged everything so that it's so simple for you guys to navigate and to find things in here, because I want you guys to thrive. I don't want you to survive. I want you to thrive. And I want you to know something, that if I can do this, so can you. So can you. So it's time to stop surviving. It's time to start thriving. So if you guys are ready to start thriving, I want you to type in hashtag cycle breaker in the comments, you guys, because I need to know that you're all in. I want to know who's all in this, because I'm going to start being very personal with working with those of you who want it, but you got to show me that you want it. You have to start taking action and gaining results. And I'm going to start working very personally with you guys. I'm going to start offering more coaching calls like I used to. And I'm going to start getting group chats together of people that want to run with this. Okay. So I'm pulling up to the airport, you guys. I want you to wake up today, and I want you to say, I'm going to thrive today. No matter what's going on in my life, I'm going to thrive today. Okay? I love you all, and I will see you in Hawaii. Mwah.